Well, Judith, it's an honor to finally get to work with you. You are a legend. Thank you for all your work. I'm gonna cry. Oh, you heard my voice now. Okay. Hey.
Hi. I love it when it gets smoked, man. Okay. Hello there.
How you like in South Texas?
I love it. I mean, I'll tell you this. So when I do a Comic-Con, I pretty much go from the airport to the hotel, to the convention center, to the hotel, to the convention center, to the hotel, to the convention center, to the airport.
Okay.
So unless I go out to dinner, I never get to see anything.
Okay. What time do you fly out?
I fly out tonight. I think I'm gonna do this panel. I'm gonna go back to my table for just a little while, and then I've got my suitcases, and I'm gonna go back to the airport.
Have you ever had Whataburger?
No.
You gotta have Whataburger before you leave.
Yeah, you have to.
Oh. What is
Wait,
that?
are you vegan or you eat meat?
No,
Or
I eat
meat?
meat.
Okay, yeah.
I do it all. I go vegan, I go meat, I go
Hey.
whatever. I
No
roll with
discrimination.
it.
Okay, it's like our version of In-N-Out,
Oh.
but it's better.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't love a burger? See, I'm a girl who loves to sit in a bar, have a really nice burger and a martini.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a martini girl, but I'm a margarita girl too. And I say yes to beer and wine, so do it all.
So tell us, when you got the part for April O'Neil, what did you think? Teenage Mutant Turtles, they talk, they're turtles, they do karate. Did you think it was silly?
Okay, so when my agent handed me the script, he said, ignore the title. He actually always called them Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And it was, at a certain point, I was like, Michael, it's ninja, not ninjin. I don't think that's a word. He said, ignore the title, it's a very sweet script. And so I did. And it was a very sweet script. I had no idea there was a comic book. I had no idea there was a cartoon. And then I went in and I met Steve Barron, who was the original director. And I think by the time I got home, I had the job. And the rest was amazing history.
Like, when you did the audition, were you like confident it was a great audition, or did you like,
You know what? I'm the kind of actor who, I always liked auditioning for the most part. Like, I'm a happy auditioner. And I was just really at the beginning of my career. So it was always fun for me when I would go in. I was actually at the time doing another movie called Cadillac Man with Robin Williams. And so I was already doing a movie, so it's always fun to go to an audition when you're already doing a movie. And so it just automatically makes you feel confident. But I really felt like I got the character. Like, I really understood who April was. And so it was just fun. I was just playing with the director, and he was this lovely Brit and easy and playful. And he had done a lot of music videos, so I was kind of in awe of his work. He did like Michael Jackson, and he did the AHA video, and he had some new technology that he was working with. So I was kind of a fan of his when I got in there. So it was really fun.
All right, we're gonna take some questions for the fans. Do you have any future movies or TV roles?
Yes. Okay, so I'm actually about to start a movie next week. Title, still working title, not quite sure what it is. I have a film that is coming out this year called Roll With It. I had a film come out last year called this is terrible. You can tell I haven't had enough sleep. Oh God, they shot it in Ireland. Go on imdb.com. This is what happens when you've been at it for a long time. And it was a very small role in this film, but super fun. Vanessa Redgrave was in it, and Patrick Byrne is in it, and Tom Everett Scott is in it. Take me away, I can't even remember.
It'll come back.
And part of that is we shot it before COVID. So, and I had Roll With It Baby, which is coming out this year, we shot before COVID. And so a lot of things kind of got slowed down. So now I've got some things in development and I'm producing my own stuff, and so it's fun. I'm expanding my umbrella.
Okay, so yeah, I was going to ask that. Outside of acting, what other projects?
Well, you know what? I'm developing some things. I also love design.
Okay.
And so what's that? Oh, Finding You. Thank you. Finding You. Yay! It's so nice to have backup. And so my husband and I are thinking about doing our own little reality show about making things, because he can build, make, and do anything. So that is something we're going to be exploring more this year. We have a lot of friends who work in reality television. They're like, oh, please let us, please, please, please. So we may just do that.
What are some of your different hobbies outside of, like, that we don't know about? Can you freestyle, like in the shower?
I cannot freestyle. I do love to sing. I'm actually singing a gig with my brothers in Florida. I have twin brothers, they're musicians. We're doing it in, I think, the end of May. So that'll be fun. I'm kind of an earth mother a bit, so I love to garden. I love to cook, and my bread making skills really took off during COVID. So I make really beautiful homemade sour bread. So I love to do that. I'm a people person. I love loving. I love being with people.
If you could rewrite the script or keep the script going, Casey Jones and April O'Neil, would they eventually have like a family or some type of future or marriage?
Yeah, I would think so, but I would have made it really hard. I would have made it like you couldn't even contemplate getting together. So at the end of the first movie, you know, she finally, like, you know, smacks him with a kiss. So by the second movie, you'd expect them to be together, but we'd have to pull them apart. And then it would be like, kind of get together by the third movie, sort of together, or by the second movie, and by the third, you'd be together, and then something would break you apart. Because it's more fun, like, everybody wants to see people come together, but then when they're together, it gets a little boring. So it's more fun when they get ripped apart.
What's more difficult, making the TV shows or the movies?
Film. They're really different. Something like Ninja Turtles, we worked 6-day weeks. You know, I think my longest day was an 18-hour day. So it was a long day. But it's for a short period of time. When you're doing a TV series, like my last, I was just on a series called The Magicians on Sci-Fi, but the series that I did before that, Nashville, was long days. We did 22 episodes a season. So it turns into, you know, a marathon. And there are things about it that I love. It's like so much fun to have a character really develop. And it's also really fun to just work on something really intensely for a while and then disband.
Okay.
I kind of love it all.
All right. What was it like working with the Ninja Turtles in their like Ninja Turtle suits? And I just want to speak for a lot of us fellas. You were a lot of our first crushes.
Thank you very much. You know, it's so funny because I never get tired of hearing that. Because I literally did not know that was the case. You know, we didn't have social media. We didn't have, you know, all the things that we have to connect with each other now back then. And so, because I didn't do the second and the third movie, not because I didn't want to, but because I got fired, I, you know, kind of, I would say, I didn't turn my back on it, but I just really moved on, because you had to. And people would come up to me over the years and, you know, tell me how much they love the movie and they love the performances, and it really wasn't until I started doing comedy. And people would tell me, like, you were my first crush, and I was like, really? What? Really? And then I heard it so much, I was like, oh, and it's so many years have passed that it's just such a sweet thing. And also, I never saw myself as the girl who would ever be the crush. I never felt like I was that girl. So it's been such a sweet thing. So thank you. Thank you.
Do you have a favorite role you have played?
I've had a lot of different ones that I've loved. And for different reasons. I loved playing April, but it was really challenging because we had such a compressed schedule. I loved playing the mom in Halloween Town because my character really had an arc. Like, I started off kind of mean and then I got nice by the end. I just did a series on Sci-Fi called The Magicians, and I do we have a lot of kids in the audience? Never mind. You're a big kid. But I did a kind of magic, and I was just the most inappropriate mother ever, and I had so much fun doing that. I've played this mixture of like good guys, bad guys, and I have to say that there really are times like it's so much fun to play a villain. It really is. Especially when you're not, like, I'm so not that person. It's really fun. So, I don't know, and sometimes it's really the thing that I'm working on at the time that I love the best.
What acting classes or acting techniques that you do to channel to get into?
Well, I went to a performing arts high school, and I had an acting coach in Los Angeles named Diana Castle. And I feel like everything that I learned, I had to unlearn so that I can really learn how to act. And I feel like actors are sort of taught to think like actors instead of thinking like human beings. And when you don't think like a human being, we can't really relate to you. So Diana really helped me, and then I've just explored. A person actually who I've studied with in the last couple of years is Josh Pais, who played Raphael in the original film. And he's an incredible actor. He has a company called Committed Impulse. And if you're ever in LA or New York and he's doing a workshop, they're kind of hard to get into, I recommend it. Although I'm starting to teach now myself because I've had so many years of doing it that, and I have coached people over the years, and now it's like, okay, it's time finally to start teaching.
Okay. Halloween Town or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which one would you say you cleave more to? Like, Halloween Town, you was on there for a long time.
Yeah.
TMNT is a classic, 31 years old.
Yeah. You know what, it's weird. It's like I equally love them both. I was in such a different place with Ninja Turtles than with Halloween Town. I got Halloween Town because of Ninja Turtles.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, when I was doing Ninja Turtles, I was a much less confident actress. And so I literally thought I was wrecking the movie. Like, I really didn't have a sense of, like, what I was doing. And I was somebody who was extremely hard on myself. And that's been part of my journey as an actress, is learning how not to do that and how to be really supportive of myself and nurturing. And so when I had a very unique, but also really positive experience doing that. When I did Halloween Town, it was such a different thing. I was playing a mom. I had these little kids to kind of take care of and wrangle because they were all over the place. And so it was just a different experience. And what I love, though, is when you do movies or television series or, with subject matter that touches people when they're young, like it imprints in their souls and it becomes part of their childhood. And when you get to kind of share somebody's childhood, it just makes it so special. So I love them both.
Who was your favorite turtle and what was your favorite, what was that last part of that question? Favorite scene.
Okay. So I have two answers for who my favorite turtle was. So Judith Hoag, the actress, did not have a favorite turtle. I truly loved them all because they were the guys in the suits. And they were incredible actors. And so I really didn't have a favorite. April, she loved them all. But Raphael saved my life.
I knew it.
So, come on.
You spent more time with Raphael when
I did, and he saved my life. So the person who saves your life, you just got that extra little bond forever.
Have you seen the Hood Ninja Turtles yet?
No.
You gotta you gotta go on YouTube
What?
later on. There's like a Hood Ninja Turtles, and you're in it. Like,
Oh, I love it beyond.
They go over your voice and okay.
Do they really?
Yeah. It's
Oh,
funny.
I have a feeling I'm in for a treat. You know, there have been so many like iterations where fans have done stuff that is so funny and so good, and I haven't heard this one. I'm gonna love it. I know I'm gonna love it.
What was your
Yay.
reaction to seeing the April O'Neil toy from NECA recently?
NECA, yeah. Well, that was really cool because during 2020, when COVID hit, that was our 30th anniversary, and we were supposed to do a whole bunch of stuff with fans and Comic-Cons and stuff like that, and it all went by the wayside. And I was contacted by NECA to see if I wanted to do an action figure, and I was like, hell yeah, sign me up for that. And it was really fun. And I did actually a series on my YouTube channel, Judith Hoag Got Us on Fire, and NECA's Instagram, where I took people behind the scenes to show them how the character or the figure was made and the different artists that were part of it. Because I think so many people have the NECA figures and they're really, really good. There's a lot of creativity and artistry that goes into it. So I was really excited about that, and they were great. They really let me collaborate.
What was your favorite Halloween Town film, and what was it like working with the cast?
Okay, my favorite movie to work on in the Halloween Towns was probably the third one. And it was because by then I was doing magic, the kids were older, we had, we were like a well-oiled machine by then. To go back and watch, I think my favorite movie is the first one. And working with the cast was amazing. Kimberly J. Brown and I are still very close friends. I love her to death. I don't know if you guys have been watching her blow up on TikTok. But she has been, and now she's with Daniel J. Kuntz, who is young Calabar, and love her, and love the other ones, but she and I really stayed close. Debbie Reynolds will always be a legend and an icon. I learned so much from her. She taught me stuff, like she came up through the Hollywood system, so she learned from, Gene Kelly, and she taught me stuff that she'd learned from Betty Davis. And I have the relationship, so anyone who's come to my table or we've interacted at all, you'll see like, it's a real interaction, like, I love you guys. And I learned that from Debbie. I remember one time, we were working on the first movie, and every time we'd go from like our trailers to the set, we were working in a little town in Oregon called St. Helens, Oregon. And we walked through town and there were always people there, and she would stop all the time and like somehow whip out a picture and sign it for them. And it would take forever to get to set if we were in a public space with her. And I said, Debbie, my God, you would pose with a coat hanger. And she looked at me and she was like, Judith, you are nothing without your fans. Take it from me. Nothing. So you need to love them and appreciate them. And if Debbie was so amazing and funny and She had a potty mouth, like you cannot. But when there were moments like when she would lock on you, it was like, oh, I'm getting a piece of information that I need to put in the center of my soul. And she really did teach me that this is a relationship we share with each other. Like, if you're not invested in what I do, then like, what's the joy of it? Like, you do it to share it with people. You don't want to do it alone. Otherwise, I could just be in my bedroom filming something. But the fact that I get to share it with you, and then we get to meet each other, and you get to appreciate it, and the stories that you guys tell me about, like, what different things that I've worked on means to you, it's huge for me. So I feel like it's a circle.
Thank you.
We give and receive.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We definitely want to give you your flowers now. Thank you for the good energy. And I was wondering, so you have to be on all the time. Like, what do you do to attack your mental health? Like, how do you keep a good positive attitude?
Well, it's changed over the years. It's been my journey. I feel like I'm in and out. Those who follow me on social media, I do something called Wake Up Wednesday on my YouTube channel, Judith Hoag, Goddess on Fire. And a lot of it's about mentality. And I used to feel like I had to be on all the time, and I don't anymore. I know like the best way for me to show up is just really authentic self. And the way that I keep my mind in a good place is I realize, like, somebody today came up to my table and they said, you know, they wanted to be a celebrity, and they said, what would you tell yourself, you know, when you were starting out? And I would have said, and what I told this gentleman today was that you and I are no different. That just because I have a high profile job and you might see me in a film or in television or something, like, we are not different. There is no one is better than the other, and to eliminate any sort of hierarchy from the paradigm is huge because it takes everybody off the hook. And also, I've seen some really bad behavior with some of my beautiful fellow actor friends because they believe they're better or that there's a difference. And there's no difference, and we all need to be treated exactly the same, whether you are, I don't know, sweeping the floor or writing the script. Like, it does, every person is essential, every person matters, every person makes the whole thing. So I feel like, okay, another story. When I first started doing Comic-Cons, it was a little uncomfortable for me getting all the attention because I was like, oh, this is a lot. Like, I didn't know everybody loved this as much as you guys do, right? Woo! And I was like, oh, and it was a little overwhelming. But then when I spun it around in my head, it was like, it's not about me. It's about you. It's about your experience of me or this movie or that TV show or that. It's really about how you experience that you're sharing with me. And when it became, once again, that circle, then it was something that I could really love. And so it's easy for me and great now to be in this environment because I want to make it all about you guys.
How did your children react when they first saw you in movies, especially with the Ninja Turtle movie?
They were like, oh. You know what? My kids grew up in Hollywood. They had friends who, like, it seemed like everybody's parents were actors. My kids sort of equated my job with me going away. They came to, I think it was the fourth Halloween Town movie where they came to work with me and I would hide them on the set and say, just be really, really quiet. But I have to say, like, so a friend of mine, Bryan Cranston, who played Walter White in Breaking Bad, well, when he was on, Malcolm in the Middle. At a certain point, my kids started watching Malcolm in the Middle. And it wasn't right in the first season, I think it was several seasons in, and it hit them one day. It was like, that's Brian? And I think it's the only time. So the next time we're all together and it's like we're at their house or something, my kids were a little like, normally we've been, hey Brian, it's so good, you know, easy breezy, and they were like, oh, Brian. So they were more impressed by other people than their mother. It's always the way.
Who has been your favorite person to work with, whether it be a director, actor, or actress, or a film person?
Debbie was one of them. Robin Williams was one of them.
Legend.
Helen Mirren. Love her.
Which project did you and
we did a movie together called Hitchcock.
Okay.
With Anthony Hopkins and Helen Mirren and Scarlett Johansson and a whole bunch of great people.
Nice.
Also, God, I've had the opportunity to work with a lot of really great people. Fran Drescher, I did a movie with her, also Cadillac Man, and then worked with her on The Nanny and Happily Divorced. She's so much fun. A lot of people, you know what, I'd have to pull up my IMDb to kind of remind, it's been almost 35 years, 36 years. I've been really fortunate. I've worked with some great people.
What was the most recent book you've read?
Oh gosh, I'm reading something right now. It's a 4-volume set called The Teachings of the Masters of the Far East.
Nice.
By B's, 2 initials, and his last name is Baird. And it was actually a book that a friend of mine gave me, and they're quite yummy.
Do you ever watch?
Oh, and the other thing, David Copperfield. I'm an Audible fan, so I just listened to 32 hours of David Copperfield.
Hey. You ever watch any anime?
Do I have a what?
You have an anime, like anime cartoons?
Do you know what? I haven't, and I think it's because in the last 5 years, I haven't had cable television. Or
Wi-Fi?
And now I have no Wi-Fi.
Off the grid.
I know, I live out in the woods. And my neighbors have Wi-Fi, but we don't have it. So everything has to come off of my phone, so I don't.
CDs.
Yeah, but so like, what's your favorite anime?
My favorite anime is Dragon Ball Z.
Dragon Ball Z. Right? My son was into Dragon Ball Z back in the day. Yeah. I think I'm gonna have to get into there's a bunch. I now see a lot of voiceover actors, and I need to know their work.
What's currently in your playlist for Apple Music or Spotify right now?
I am an old school R&B girl.
I don't see nothing wrong.
I am if I need to feel happy, I must listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Okay. Oh, old school.
Old school.
So not Jodeci.
Oh no, love, and I do I'm a Kanye fan from way back.
Okay.
I love Usher. I love Drake. I love God, I love a lot of people. I love Beyonce. I love
some new additions.
I have some new additions. No.
Can you stand the rain?
Yes, but I probably don't go in search of it. I'm happy when it comes on. I also love the classics.
Okay. Bobby Womack.
Love a little Bobby Womack. Now that I live in Nashville, I'm digging some country music.
Okay.
I pretty much, honestly, I'm very eclectic. In the course of the day, I could have anything from spa,
meditation
music,
affirmations.
Yes, into it's now time to do a little
Yoga.
Cleaning up of the house, and so I got to put on a little something that I can move and groove to, and then I might need, I don't know, a hit of the Beatles. I'm everywhere.
Vibe.
I'm everywhere.
I'm gonna take a question from the fans. Let's see what's coming up.